Welcome back everyone to another review. Today we have the CampSnap. This camera is digital, but as you see, it looks like a film camera and it's quite compact, very small, so that you can take it with your light phone too. So when I go on vacation, I only get my light phone too, and sometimes I want to take a picture, but I don't want to be distracted or want to bring a massive camera like the one that I'm filming this on. So I have received this CampSnap. I bought it from Dumb Wireless. You can also buy them from that website or the CampSnap official website. And today we're going to go over the hardware of the device and also the quality of the pictures that you can expect from it. So like I said, this is my companion device and that's essentially how I'm using it, but it doesn't have to be yours. You can just get it because you want to get a camera or a very inexpensive way to take pictures in a, different format. So first things first, it does have a viewfinder right here. And when you turn it on by pressing this button or holding it, it will make that sound. And after it makes that sound, it tells you how many pictures you have taken. I have taken 16 pictures, which you will see a good portion of them. It does have 3 configurations for the flash. It has auto, off, and on. My recommendation is that you keep it in off unless you absolutely need the flash, because honestly, the quality is not that great, even though it does get the job done. And we'll see a couple of those samples in just a second. But besides that, it has a fixed lens, and it does have the ability for you to connect to this camera to offload your pictures. That is USB-C right there. And it does have a micro SD card. You can put your own micro SD card, but I believe it brings a 32 gig, which should be enough for the quality of pictures that this camera has. This is not running any hacky OS or anything. I think it's just running a very basic kind of like take a picture and transform it into kind of like a readable file, like a JPEG, I believe it is. And yeah, so it's pretty simple. You can charge it via the USB-C and you have a camera. There is no indicator for the battery of this device, which is a little bit of a bummer. The most that I've been able to find is that this illuminates a little bit differently, this green button, but I cannot read whether it's charged or not. It turns off automatically when you're not using it after probably about 3 minutes, and then you can just turn it back on if you need it. The boot up time is super fast because, again, this is not a phone or anything that needs a lot of processing power. It's just a very, very small camera. So now let's switch into the pictures and let's talk about them. So the first picture that you're seeing here is 2 helmets that are in my collection of Lego sets. And this is with the flash off. I personally think that the quality is decent, but I definitely noticed that there are some issues with the lighting, especially on the book that is on the right. The one that says PP is supposed to say PP, and this is with the flash off. So again, the reflection of the light right there, it's a little bit strong and it doesn't handle it well. However, for what you're using it and what I wanted to represent here, the 2 helmets, I think it does get the job done. The next picture is a picture through a window of Denver downtown. I had a trip the other day to Denver downtown to meet with somebody to talk about dumb phones actually. And this one is through a window and it preserves a lot of the quality. And as you see, it's well lit on the back of the picture, but on the front of the picture, it's a little bit dim, but it manages decently the picture right there, the quality, and it gets, again, the idea, what you're trying to capture, essentially as, a good camera. I also went by the train station, and as I was there, I took a picture as well of a train. The quality of this picture, I would say, is the best that I was able to, record through my different tests. And personally, I think it's just a good subject. It's very readable and it's well exposed. Of course, there are limitations, especially when it comes to the angles or things of that nature. However, it communicates what I wanted to convey, that, hey, this is Union Station and this is what we're doing here. This is another one of Union Station right there. And again, when you expose against the light, it's a little bit more difficult and it struggles a little bit more. But the tree, I guess it focused on that instead of a Union Station, then you have kind of like the ability to see there that it does have enough detail if you zoom in. This is inside of Union Station now, and there you have the tree. And as you see, a lot of the colors are muted and not super amazing, but you can read well the back of the room, which says tapas and gin and tonics right there, or finery, fun, and trippery, I think, that it says on the back. It's pretty readable, and you can see, of course, the Santa Claus, but the colors are a little bit more difficult to capture with this device, and it struggles when you have a lot of color throughout, but it does, again, as I like to say, get the job done. This is a picture where I can showcase that the flash is very strong. The picture that I'm showcasing right now with you is a picture of a coffee shop, and this has some Denver and other Colorado, kind of paraphernalia, and I forgot to turn the flash off, and as you see right there, it just blows the picture away. The colors are blown and overexposed because the flash is very powerful, and the quality is not the best, but it kind of flashes into the picture. Then you take the picture, and it kind of provides this picture quality, which I would say is not optimal. After this, I went to get some lunch. And while I was getting some lunch right there were a lot of good colors exposed. I'm kind of like on the opposite direction of the sun. This kind of like luminosity is coming from the window, and you can see that it handled it very decently. I would definitely not say that those reds are well represented from what I saw in my eyes or what you could be able to do with even a smartphone camera or something like that. But again, it's something that you can do if you're trying to take quick pictures or something of those sorts. The last is, how does this handle the evening pictures? So I took this picture at an intersection, and I wanted to showcase this because, number one, it's well lit from a perspective of somebody that is passing by. This is through the window of my car, so again, not the best representation of low light, but I wanted to struggle actually, and that's why I did what I did. So essentially, this is at a light in an intersection, and as you see, you can read in the back of this picture the words Bellevue, which is the street that I was crossing, and you can definitely read it if you zoom in. So it does preserve a lot of quality and detail, even when you have a lot of lights. The car right there, the lights of the semaphore, and kind of like, everything going on. And of course, there's a dark background at the end. The last picture that I will showcase for today is the e-ink devices that now I'm running, and you will expect a review on the computer, which I just got a couple of days ago. So essentially, this is the Lightphone 2, my personal device, the Hisense A9, my work device, and then my laptop, which is the ThinkPad Twist book, the ThinkBook Twist, which has an e-ink display, and I will be going over that in just kind of like maybe a month or so. Again, I would say the best way to represent this device is to not use the flash and to try to expose against the light. If you expose with the light, it's going to struggle, as I'm showcasing this last picture of my dog. The sun is in the background as a reflection, and when you expose with the light with the sun in the background, it will struggle a lot. But if it's against the sun, so the sun is reflecting on something, and the camera is on the position that that object is, kind of like aiming at it with the sun reflecting and the sun in the back of the camera, then I think it will do a decent job that, it will be able to represent enough light. The sun is just an example, and this will also struggle with other lights. So I recommend that you play around with it if you get it. The price is very cheap. It's $40. And I think for a companion device, something that you can take with you when you have to take a picture or send it to a friend, or maybe on vacation and you don't want to be distracted, then I think this does a decent job. Another maybe option would be to buy something more expensive, like an e-reader with a camera, like the Onyx Books Palma. And I think that I'll be reviewing that in the future as well. But yeah, this is a small review of the CampSnap. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a representation of what it can do. Hopefully you liked it. And if you have any questions about this device or any of the other devices that I have reviewed, make sure to put them in the description. I'm sorry, in the comments below. And I will see you in the next video.